Hi, my name's Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blogs 12 straight years every day. Today I'd like to share Genesis 45 verses 1 to 5. Here's the Word of God. Then Joseph could not control himself before all those who stood by him. He cried, "Make everyone go out from me." So no one stayed with him when Joseph made himself known to his brothers. And he wept aloud so that the Egyptians heard it, and the household of Pharaoh heard it. And Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" But his brothers could not answer him, for they were dismayed at his presence. So Joseph said to his brothers, "Come near to me, please." And they came near. And he said, "I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed or angry with yourselves, because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life." Here's my poem. Joseph reveals himself to his brothers. When Judah said that if Benjamin was captured, their father would die from grief, Joseph could no longer control himself, so he asked all the Egyptians to leave. Then he wept and wailed that even those outside the room could hear him. Joseph finally revealed himself to his brothers and appeased them. He asked them to come near him and not feel bad for selling him to slavery. Joseph explained how God used it to preserve their lives from scarcity. Then he wanted to know more about their father, and he asked them, but they were all unable to answer him, as they were all still in shock. Here's my essay. This is the ultimate drama in the life of Joseph, where he finally revealed himself to his brothers, who had no idea who he truly was. It was a shock for the brothers to hear his revelation, as they couldn't wrap their minds around the events that just happened. They thought they were going to be captives and slaves of the Egyptians and cause their father's death from losing Benjamin. Suddenly the tide changes, and now their sins were finally exposed by Joseph's disclosure. They must have felt so much shame from what they have done to plot to kill him first and then sell him to slavery. They must have feared what revenge Joseph might do to them, but Joseph was quick to appease them that God showed him from the start why he was sold into slavery. It was to save them from death. Reflection. What must have gone through the brothers' minds during Joseph's revelation? Knowing that Judah has already showed more or less some remorse in a way, not for the selling of Joseph, but for the remorse that they might have caused their father's death if Benjamin wouldn't go back with them. So in other words, we don't really know what's going through their minds, but if they were not grown up, just like they were when Joseph was a lad and they ganged up on Joseph, it is very hard for people who walk in the flesh. In other words, they just do what they need to do to satisfy their pleasures, their envy, and all the things that they did when they tried to sell Joseph or tried to kill him, plot to kill him. So, in the mind of those who do not know God, they must have thought all kinds of evil things that they might be receiving from Joseph after what they did to him. If a person do not know God, they do not know the love of God, they do not know what unconditional love is. And here Joseph shows forgiveness and unconditional love for them. despite the things that they did to them. There might also be because of the shame that they felt, because that's what happens when we sin. We have shame, and that shame is because we did wrong, and if we don't confess that sin, the shame stays with us. And especially with people in trauma, or people who are raised to believe that they're not good enough, that always comes in. And so that's why they probably were envious of Joseph being the favorite of their father at the beginning. So the shame grew so much that it went to a point where they wanted to kill him, or eventually sold him to slavery. So what do you think must have gone through their thoughts? It's interesting to find out what sin will do to you when you hide it and you don't confess it. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube so I could make more videos and give you the Word of God. And if you haven't already, check over 3,000 videos I've done in those 12 years that I've been doing this daily. Just type on Google or YouTube search ILMA'S Poem Devotional. Have a wonderful day.